Alright, now that our red velvet cake has had some time to cool and settle, it's time for the fun part, making it tres leches. I'm using a fork to poke holes throughout the cake. The idea here is to create little pockets for the milk to seep into and infuse every bite of that creamy goodness. A skewer works just as well if you want more precise holes. Now, in a separate bowl, we're going to whisk together the 3 iconic milks that give this cake its name. We have our rich evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, and that brings that luscious sweetness, and of course, some heavy cream or your milk of choice. To this trio, I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla for the warm depth of flavor and a sprinkle of cinnamon. The cinnamon is optional, but I love the subtle spiciness it brings. It pairs wonderfully with cocoa that's in the red velvet. Once that's all mixed up, we're going to pour it over the cake. Here's a tip. Do it in stages. Pour a bit, let the cake absorb it, and then pour some more. This way, we ensure that the cake is evenly soaked and doesn't become too soggy in one spot. It's a bit of a waiting game, but trust me, in the end, it's so worth it. As we patiently allow the milks to soak into the cake, you'll notice how it transforms. The cake begins to take on a wonderfully moist texture, the characteristics of a classic tres leches. It's important not to rush the process. The gradual soaking ensures that every morsel of the cake gets an equal share of that milky mixture. It creates a perfect balance of moisture without becoming too heavy. Now, while our cake is soaking up all that goodness, let's talk about the frosting. For this red velvet version, we're taking a slight detour from the traditional whipped cream topping. Instead, I'm whipping up a delectable whipped cream cheese frosting. It's got the classic cream cheese tang, but the lightness of whipped cream, making it a perfect complement to our rich cinnamon-infused cake. Once the cake has fully absorbed the milks, we're going to slather on that luscious frosting, and here's where we get creative. I like to add a generous swirl, ensuring that every slice gets a cloud-like topping of frosting. For the final touch, a sprinkle of red velvet crumble for a pop of color and texture. Festive holiday Oreos, because why not? It's the holidays after all, and a little extra never hurt anyone. And there you have it. A festive take on the classic tres leches cake, ready to be the star of the holiday table. The cake isn't just a treat, it's an experience. If you give it a try, let me know how it goes in the comments. Happy baking and happy holidays.